This week I put out some fragrances you're gonna absolutely want to check out, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. And if you are new, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. But today we are of course doing our weekly fragrance rotation. And if you're not familiar with the series that I do, I basically tell you what fragrance I chose to wear on each day, how many sprays, the kind of weather outside, and of course if that fragrance got any compliments or not. So you already know I pull out bangers in these rotation videos, so let's not waste any time and get right into Sunday. For Sunday, it was in the mid 80s and also sunny outside, and I put out a cheapie that I just acquired in my collection, first time wearing it, and you're gonna wanna pick this one up if you come across it. And that is the brand new Calvin Klein CK1 Reflections. I believe this is the new summertime fragrance of 2023, and I found this sucker for $20 at Burlington, which is insane. I'm starting to think these Calvin Kleins release and then go straight to the rack stores now, which is crazy. So if you find it for 20 bucks, pick it up. It's a great summer banger. It kind of has this green iced tea vibe about it. Still has that freshness of the original CK1, of course. But on that day, I did do 3 sprays of CK1 Reflections just to get a feel of it. The performance obviously isn't gonna be that great, and that's kind of what you expect with the CK1 flankers. It kind of resembles the original, below average performance, but of course it's so cheap. You can just reapply this on a nice hot sunny day and you're gonna be good to go. Now, on that day, didn't get any compliments with this one, but I could definitely see this one being a crowd pleaser if you wear it in the right environment. So yeah, CK1 Reflections is a summertime banger, especially for the price. All right, on Monday, it was in the mid 70s, kind of rainy outside and gloomy, unfortunately, but that doesn't matter because I put out a fragrance that made me feel like I was by the beach, somewhere tropical. And it's a brand new fragrance from Sphinx, which you guys should know about. And this is Coconut Daiquiri, guys. Of course, like that name suggests, you're gonna get a burst of this very tropical coconut vibe that doesn't smell like suntan lotion, which is a great thing. It also has this nice booziness about it as well. Sphinx just hit it out of the park with this creation. Probably my favorite one that I've tried from the entire house. So highly recommend checking them out. If you guys know about Alexandria Fragrances, is its brother's company Sphinx, which just launched I think last year if I'm not mistaken, and now they have a pretty solid catalog of fragrances. However, on Monday I did do 5 sprays of Coconut Daiquiri, and like I said, it gave me a feel of being on the beach even on a slightly colder rainy day. So highly recommend checking out for the summer as well. So heading into Tuesday, it was in the low 70s, kind of cloudy outside also. Now we're pulling banger after banger after banger of summertime fragrances. This is another new one I just got, first time wearing it, and wow, I am beyond impressed. And it is coming from Habibi, New York, and this is Ambre of the Sea, guys. Just like that name suggests, it does have this kind of sea quality, very aquatic, very salty also. But what makes this one stand out is that very salty, slightly animalic ambergris down in the base. And if you're looking for a beast mode summertime aquatic fragrance, this is the fragrance for you. This stuff lasts easily 12 plus hours, which I was not expecting from this kind of scent profile, so it blew me away. And it is from their new Reserve collection. I did actually get a sample pack of all 4, I believe, in that collection, and this one absolutely stood out the most to me. I was thinking I might prefer the Woods Elixir, I think that's what it's called, but no, this one is so good. Had to get a full bottle of it. On that day though, I did do 5 sprays of Ambre of the Sea, which is plenty, especially for this one. I had no comments on that day with it though. It's not necessarily, I would say, the most crowd pleasing, even though a special kind of group of people will absolutely adore this stuff. So keep that in mind and highly recommend at least sampling this fragrance if you get the chance to. Okay, for Wednesday, it was in the high 70s, still kind of cloudy and gloomy, and pulled out another absolute nuclear beast mode fragrance, and it is a designer fragrance. Of course, I'm talking about the best Sauvage flanker that might give it away. Sauvage Elixir by Dior. This one is by far my favorite out of all 4 of the Sauvages. It's a little bit more grown up, a little bit more mature. It does have that, of course, kind of fougere lavender in here as well. Yeah, whenever I'm looking for a dumb reach and I want to be noticed, it's absolutely my go-to with Sauvage Elixir. Now the price on this sucker has gone through the roof. It's actually kind of mind-blowing how expensive these designer fragrances are getting. Definitely in the niche category of pricing, which is crazy. But at the end of the day, if you're just looking for a signature scent, you want a designer fragrance, you want a fragrance to perform easily all day long, even into the next day, you really can't go wrong with Sauvage Elixir for that kind of situation. On that day though, did 5 sprays of this one. I have been coming down on my sprays. Obviously, if you watch these weekly fragrance rotation videos, I usually spray like 8 to 10 sprays, sometimes 5, depending on what I'm doing. But this week, I've kind of kept it around that 5 spray routine throughout the entire week. But yeah, that's basically all you need with Sauvage Elixir. Maybe only 2 and you still will be good. Got no comments on that day with this one though, but in the past, this stuff gets a lot of attention. So if that's what you're looking for, check this one out. Okay, so it's starting to finally warm up for Thursday in the mid 80s, but it was actually a nice, very bright sunny day outside. And I wanted to throw it back with this scent profile back to like the early 2000s, smelling like the mall. And it's actually coming from Dior because it's a clone, and this is actually Fierce Attar. Now you guys guessed it, this is cloning Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, and this is actually kind of like the clone of the original formulation of Fierce, because lately it's been, of course, watered down 10 times over. This stuff though is the Attar edition of Fierce from Dior, and this stuff performs insane, like absolutely insane. So if you love that DNA, you have to check this one out. And I don't mind clones, especially when they kind of take the original kind of vintage formula and then clone that version of it, so you can still actually get that. Most of the duos I've tried, I've actually been impressed with, especially at the price range you can get these things at. They only come in 30 ml, but with these, you actually don't really need to spray them that much. That's why on that day I did my usual 5 spray routine of Fierce Attar as well. I never tried the original Fierce from Dior, but the Attar version is out of this world incredible. If you're not familiar with Fierce, it's kind of like this herbal green rosemary vibe, a little bit citrusy as well. But once you smell it, you will just kind of be taken back to the early 2000s walking around the mall. And it's funny because back in the day when you used to go to Abercrombie & Fitch, they used to spray Fierce all over the clothes and stuff like that is what I've heard of. So yeah, it kind of transports you back, but definitely check this out if you like that scent profile. You will not be disappointed. All right, so for Friday, it was in the mid 70s, kind of cloudy outside, and we're actually getting a ton of smoke from those Canada wildfires because I am located in Ohio. So we're getting it very, very bad, especially on Friday, guys. It smelled like burnt rubber, burnt trees outside, which is not a good thing. So I wanted to pull out a smoky fragrance to kind of fit that, what's going on in the environment and outside situation. And this is a hidden gem, guys. I actually reviewed this not too long ago. A lot of people don't know about it. I know some of you guys picked it up from my review, but this stuff's a banger. It's coming from Ambre Oud, and it is smoky citrus. So just like that name says, smoky citrus is exactly what you're gonna get. How I describe it is it's kind of like take a lemon and smoke it. That's the vibe I get with smoky citrus, guys. Very bright, very lemony, a little bit tart and smoky. It kind of resembles aventus, not exactly to a T, just in that smoky citrus kind of scent profile that aventus is known for. If you like aventus and you want maybe more of a smoky kind of feel to that scent profile, check this one out, especially at the price you can find these on at discounters. It's a no-brainer, guys, especially, of course, being a niche brand. The quality is great, the performance is great, and that's exactly what you would expect. So on that day, though, I did do 5 sprays as well of smoky citrus. No compliments, but man, every time I wear this one, I cannot hold back smiling throughout the entire day. That's how much I love this stuff. So wrapping the week off on Saturday, it was in the low 80s, also very, very rainy outside. And I was in the mood for a Louis Vuitton day, so I reached for one I haven't pulled out in quite some time, and you guys will know which one I actually pulled out because I actually vlogged on that day, so be sure to go check that vlog out that I posted yesterday. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. We found Tom Ford for 65% off during that shopping vlog, so yeah, go ahead and check that out after this video. But I did pull out Louis Vuitton's Meteor. Now, this is probably the most generic from the Louis Vuitton collection. But when I say generic, that doesn't mean a bad thing. It's just that very simple blue style fragrance that Louis Vuitton was targeting. And honestly, wasn't really impressed with it at first. This is a kind of fragrance you have to actually wear a few times to really get a good picture on what it's actually trying to accomplish. And you start to appreciate a ton. I heard this does get compared to a Zaharoff Chrome, which I'm not really that familiar with. I haven't smelled that in an extremely long time, so I couldn't tell you if that's actually true or not. However, it does have this very nice powderiness to it. and comes across smelling very natural, and that's what you expect from Louis Vuitton. One of my favorite designers, hands down. On that day though, I did do 8 sprays of Meteor and smelled it through the entire day out shopping, even when I got home. Hours upon hours later, still projecting great. No comments on that day though. And what's crazy is when I was out shopping during that vlog, we got a downpour, I mean like a flood. And even when I was out there getting drenched, it still actually was lasting on my skin, didn't wash away. So yeah, this is one of the best performing Louis Vuittons from the entire collection. Over, of course, Afternoon Swim, Pacific Chill, even L'Immensité and Imagination. Even though Imagination and Meteor are both probably the best performing from the men's collection at least. So yeah, definitely check out Meteor if you want a safe, even blind buy worthy from Louis Vuitton. You really can't go wrong with this. But that's gonna do it for my weekly fragrance rotation. Let me know down below the fragrances you guys are wearing throughout the week. I love seeing what my followers are pulling out for themselves. I'm always curious. But besides that, leave a like, subscribe below if you haven't already, and of course, I'll catch all of you guys in my next upload. Take care, everybody.